Hello everyone and welcome back. This is my fourth tractor load of wood this morning. I woke up, it was 23 degrees this morning, and got up and put some more wood in the fire out in the workshop building so I could milk the cow out. She was slow to get up because it was so cold. She was pretty comfy laying on the ground out there, nice and warm. And got her milked out, and then decided afterwards to haul some more wood today because when it's getting this cold, I suppose we're under 2 weeks now until I fire up the boiler. Melissa's in there making homemade sourdough crust pizza. We didn't have that last week, and I think we did the week before. I don't even know if I was here the week before, but anyway, she's making that today. So I went in there and checked on my last load, and she said that I had time to do another one. Tomorrow we're making tacos. I'm sure you guys are sick of watching me do wood, but it's what has to be done right now this time of year. I get sick of doing it too, but there's a lot of satisfaction knowing that it's getting stacked under here for the winter, and I'll be more ready for it this year than I have been any other year. And I've learned a lot of things in the last, this will be our third year with the boiler. I think I'm going to do a video on that actually. Just different things. One of the things is having the wood covered like this is just makes it so much easier and more enjoyable. The boiler itself is not that much work to run if you're not fighting the snow the whole time. And like I have some longer pieces that I have out there, and after I get this stacked, I mean I have a whole nother semi-load of wood coming that has to get cut up this fall, but I'll put a stack like right in front of the boiler like I do because there's no snow on the ground. But that pile is so easy to grab and just toss it in the boiler until you get that first snowfall. And I'm talking like a 6 or 8 inch snowfall. Because then all of a sudden everything's covered in wood or in snow and you're digging for it. And then when you think you're to the bottom of the pile, and then there's more wood underneath there, and you're kicking it out of the way, and your gloves are getting wet, and it's just not as enjoyable. People will say, well, I don't know how you can stand to live here. If you're organized and you're ready for it, it becomes fun. If you're not, and you're fighting it the whole time, it really can suck. I'm not exactly sure what all I'm going to get done today. Today is Saturday, and normally on Saturdays Melissa and I end up spending a lot of the day together because, you know, she's been working at work all week, and I had a pretty busy week as far as away from the house work this week was also, but she has a lot of milk in there that she wants to make cheese out of, and if she ends up making cheese this afternoon, I may end up, who knows what, maybe hauling more wood. A lot of stuff that needs to be done before the snow flies. Camera might seem lower to the ground than usual right today because in the last video I was out there doing wood and I threw one of the split pieces and it rolled down the other side of the pile and it hit the tripod and broke off the bottom part of one of the legs. So they're telescoping, so that one was broke off, so I just took the other two and slid them in so it's the same height. I have another one in my truck. I'm just too lazy to go get it yet. Other stuff I wanted to do. All right, well, that's it for right now. I think I'll run inside and see how she's coming on those pizzas. Well, it's the afternoon of the next day. I don't know, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We had a bunch of these apples here that some of them are going bad. And Melissa's done doing the processing with them. So I dumped them out here and then went ahead and put a camera up. The one that I caught the picture of the skunk and stuff with, but I can't get an SD card that goes in there that doesn't say error. So I've got another camera that's way out in the back of the property. I mean, it's just sitting there. It has no SD card in it. It's been just sitting on the tree forever. But I think that one takes one of those real little SD cards. So I'm going to go grab that. All I want to do is know what's coming through here. See if, I mean, we see does out in the field eating, but I never see any bucks. So this would slow them down long enough for a good picture. Melissa made tacos for lunch today. They were awesome. I might move another load or two of wood this afternoon. We'll see. Somewhere back here I've got a camera. There it is. Yeah, I bet you that's one of them ones with the little tiny SD card. Nope, that's a full-size SD. We'll take the batteries out of this one, put the batteries from the other one in here. It's the same brand name actually as the other one, so cameras are easy to use. It might be that the SD card is too big for the camera. I just wanted to walk back here, and this is a well-used deer trail. This is all blueberry plants right here. You can see where the deer go right through there. Our property goes way back over there. Not quite to those tall trees, but I see all these scrape marks here, but that's not from deer, that's from turkeys. I haven't seen any scrapes from any bucks yet, but it's a little early for that. I mean, it's getting really close, but a little early for that here. We'll go see if we can get this one to work. Well, that one comes up with an error also, so I mean, it's a 64 gigabyte SD card. Maybe they only take up to 32 or something. These are older cameras. I guess I'll go see if I can find something else. Well, this is the only other camera I've got up here, or here at the house. I think everything else is up at the tent. Let me look and see what this takes. Well, I put batteries, switch the batteries back and forth on 3 different cameras now. And every time it says error when I put the SD card in. And I switched SD cards too. So first I took the one out of the camera that's videoed the one you're watching right now. Same thing. That was 128 gigabyte though. And then I went inside and had another one that was a 64. And that didn't work either. So these cameras must be just the older ones that will only take like up to a 16 or 32. I can't remember. So we're not going to see who's eating the apples. Well, that's all the wood that I have that's either cut and split for the wood boiler. I've got some more stuff that's split there that's in smaller pieces, and that goes in the little shelter that's in the front of the workshop building, and that one is for burning in the all-nighter wood stove. So still feeling pretty good. I think I'll run back there, we'll get a load of that and at least bring it over there. Yeah, it's nice to be this far along. I got to start cutting on that oak some more and get that load of ash out here. Oh, that should be plenty of that little stuff for that stove for quite a while. I need a lot more of the stuff for the all-nighter wood stove. I'm going to run in. Melissa's making cheese, I think mozzarella today. And I'm going to go check on her for a little bit, and then I'll decide if I'm going to unload this today or not. Are you guys going to come over and help me load some wood? I know, I was looking forward to a duck dinner too, but Melissa said no, because you're friends with the female right here, and she doesn't want her to be alone when the males are gone. Bringing the last of the stuff that was in here last year. Anyway, this is drier than the stuff that I'm bringing in here. The stuff I'm bringing in isn't too bad, but this stuff is definitely drier. Melissa's in there making butter and mozzarella cheese. And the last batch of mozzarella that she made turned out horrible. The first batch she did wasn't too bad. Then the second batch was really bad. So bad that she said, I wouldn't even feed that to the chickens. So now she got a real big pot instead of her, I don't know how big the other pot was, but this one's really big. And she was doing 3 gallons of milk and making the mozzarella. She thinks that she put the citric acid in at the wrong time or something. Anyway, I went in there after I, brought this over here. I went in there and see how she was doing. And she said it's not turning out. It's supposed to be getting smooth, and it wasn't getting smooth. It still looks rough, whatever she's doing. And then she breaks off a chunk and gives it to me. And the thing with her other mozzarella, if this makes sense, it was so dry. If cheese can be dry, you know how mozzarella is, it's smoother or whatever. And it was dry, and then by the second day, it was so hard and dry that it wasn't, it was nasty. Well, this stuff now wasn't hard and dry yet because it was still soaking in, she was still pushing it, and it's in, I don't know if it's hot water or cold water, whatever she's doing. But when I ate a little bit of it, it was dry again. So she chunked that in the garbage, and now she's going to do another batch, but only do it with 1 gallon, and then play around with, when to put in the citric, whatever it is she's doing. So I felt sorry for her, though. All that work, and then it didn't turn out this time. She said she's determined to make mozzarella cheese that's good this weekend, and right now it's Sunday, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so she's running out of time. Part of me wants to go back and get that other stuff that I split and put it in this outdoor kitchen or whatever you want to call it, but I think I'm done with wood for today. I've had enough. I think tomorrow is supposed to be really nice, but I have some review videos that have to get done. I think one of them I'm going to do tomorrow. It's this charger thingy that goes into my truck that charges those power stations, and I have to install the cable going in there, and I'd like to do that on a warm day. And it says that tomorrow is supposed to be warmer. Tomorrow is supposed to be 64. Today it was, they said 58. It's 56 out there, 71 in here, 70. Tomorrow 64. Tonight's low 42, then tomorrow 64, and then 55 for the low Monday night. Then 61, 47 with rain overnight. And then 50, 33, 40, 27 with possible snow overnight. Looks like about a ½ inch. And then 47, 38, 53, 34, 51, 37. 50, 33, 48, 31. Not bad. Not bad. But if they say it's going to be 33 here, it's going to be 24 to 26 at the house. I don't know why. We're like, what, 8, 10 miles from town? But it's always colder here. Well, I'm going to run inside and I have Sunday things that I have to do inside that I want to do now. Usually I do them after I milk the cow, which will be, I don't know, a little more than an hour from now. But if I could get those things done now, I wouldn't be busy doing stuff until what seems like 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday every time. Good morning, everybody. I milked the cow this morning and now I'm filling up their water troughs. They were getting down there. It's surprising how much water they drink. I'm not real sure where today is going to take me, but plenty of stuff on my list that needs to be done. Right now I'm just in there editing a little bit on a video, waiting for Melissa to leave for work. And then I'll get going. Morning. Come on in for breakfast. Come on. Here you go, Festus. Good girl. 37 minutes to milk her out. I brought her in at 7 o'clock. I have a few things to do this morning, and then I'm going to get out there and cut some wood. much prefer to just cut and stack and then have hauling time instead of cut, put it in the bucket, bring it over, unload it. But this stuff is so heavy that it's almost worth it to just throw it in there and be done, because as soon as the pile gets up so high, then I got to throw it over the pile. And like I said, this stuff is kind of heavy. It's a hard pile to break up, but this is a little bit better here now. I'm gonna run in and cook up some lunch. I don't know if I'm coming back to wood this afternoon or not. I've got other things that I need to do, and I'll just see. I'm not sure. I feel like cutting wood. I woke up today and it was like, I want to cut wood. But I have other things that are kind of pressing that need to be done. Looks like if I could get through these bigger ones here. Got a bunch of smaller ones, but this pile seems to progressively get bigger and bigger with less of the fun small ones. As the green grass starts to die off, the cows are spending a lot more time at the hay bale thingy, which is good because I was starting to worry that they didn't like that hay, but they seem to eat it just fine when they get hungry. We just got done milking the cow. I did go out this afternoon and cut more wood, split more wood, and hauled 2 loads over. In fact, the second load is sitting over where it's going to get stacked, and I was like, I can't lift one more piece. Now I feel like I could. I needed a break, so we got rain coming in overnight. I mean, the weather's gonna, we actually have snow in the forecast right now in 2 days. I don't know if it's going to be just a trace, or if you look at the other one that says 3 to 4 inches, but it's going to warm up on the weekend. But so I mean, it's not going to stick around, but we have snow coming possibly. Come on, you two, let's go. Come on. Still laying down. There she gets up. Come on. Hey, Mesa, you're kind of late for breakfast. Come on in. I don't see any snow yet. We'll have to look at the radar. That's it for milking the cow at 10 o'clock this morning. Melissa's son Brandon's going to meet me out here, and we're going to take and move that furnace over this way. All pretty much up to the window. I'll leave a little bit next to the window in case I ever wanted to wrap any trim around it. But I want more space between the furnace and there, because once I fire up the boiler and this comes on to keep it warm back here, it's going to just suck that grain right in there, all that dust. So I'm going to move it over. I'll probably have to move over that plug-in receptacle right there. Doesn't look like I have a whole lot of line on my thermostat there, which doesn't run the furnace, but it tells me what the temperature is back here. So what we have to do is, you know, this doesn't run on gas at all. Those are water lines to and from the boiler, so I have to cut the line, then go over and cut 20 inches out of the line, and then put a connector, and then take my little ring thingy, you know, and tighten them down. So it's going to get wet in here, and it's going to be a mess, but I'll shut off that zone in the boiler, because right now for the last 6 weeks I've had the water just constantly running. even though we just started the boiler for that 1 or 2 days. Just keeping everything moving. So that's going to create some air pockets. It'll drain this down, but that's okay. I need that moved over so then I can put something here to block this off. And once I do that, then I only had a little bit of room here. By moving it over, I will have enough room to put, it's not really called, I don't know if it's called a plenum or whatever. Anyway, if I want to go up with the intake, it's enough to put that chunk of metal in there and come up with ductwork to get it off the floor. Really not sure what we're going to do with that. Now that the front and the back are kind of open most of the time, the front air handler will take care of it back here, but if I'm doing a wood project up front, that's going to be closed off so we don't get it all full of dust back here, and then we would need this furnace. And when it's 30 below zero or 20 below zero, we would want this furnace going also. I've got to get this, do something. I think this is basil. And this is thyme, was it? I don't know. But every time I go in here to get some nuts or bolts, I rub against it and then stuff falls on the floor. She's slowly losing her plants. How we got the furnace moved over. I think I moved it over too far, so I might end up moving it 6 inches to the right eventually, but for this winter this is fine. But when we finish this off for a pottery studio, I might want that more to the right. I figured it out so that the furnace itself would come up by the window, and if I ever decided to trim that out, I would still have room to do trim. I didn't even think about the water lines that are on the outside, you know. So anyway, but it's moved. Pumps are turned back on, so it's circulating water right now. And then when I did that, then I wanted to put in a piece of this to separate the stanchion from in here, so that, because that furnace, I mean, look, Mesa will get used to it, but it's kind of loud right now without having any duct work on it. And plus, I think I said this before, that sucks in so hard right there. I don't want it sucking in all that grain dust and blowing it all around, so. And then anyway, so I went and got this, cut the end there, cut the end here, and then went over to get my level, which is, I think it's over by the woodshed. And then once I got over here, I thought, oh, that's right, I dug this cord in underground, plugged it in, made sure it worked, and it does. And now I'm running the cord up, and over here is the cord that I put a 6-way in the woodshed, and then plug this in because I'm going to want to have some kind of a light here, even if it's just a pull string light. So when it's, 4 o'clock in the afternoon and dark this winter, I can come out here and pop a light on when I'm cutting these bales open to feed. So that's why I didn't do it in 1 cord. I just did it in, I'm going to do it in 2, and then I'll just come up here and I'll have a spot where, I can put a 3-way in and then have a plug-in light that, or something. I don't know. I don't want anything permanent out here. No permanent lights. If we do that, I'd kind of want to, I would like to switch this thing over to just running on solar. But that's not going to happen before this winter. And so far, not one flake of snow has fallen here. But Melissa sent me something that somebody posted online. And if you go 50 miles south on Interstate 35 from here, the roads, the person that posted the picture said, do not drive on the road. They're horrible. It's snowing like crazy. It's all covered in white. And this time of year with this temperature, between 35 and 40 and snowing, it just gets so slick. So yeah, we're really getting lucky so far on this one. Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. I think I'll end this one now with this flop of a snowstorm, which I'm pretty happy about. Plenty of snow coming. Almost got this one here, this one more row, and then I get to start coming across here to fill up this last third. That's a lot of firewood. And it's time to fire up the wood boiler. I will see you guys on the next video.